I don't know anymore, man. I don't know anymore, guys. I don't know how to even put this into words. I have just been sitting here all morning long with my jaw on the floor. Warzone Mobile just launched. Now, as you guys know, I'm not a BR channel. I hate Warzone. And I kind of wanted to check this out, though, for the simple fact of I wanted to see how bad it actually was. But before I did that, spoilers, I couldn't because some 2FA thing messed up, and we'll get to that later. But I was looking on Reddit, I was looking on Twitter, I'm looking all over the internet, and the majority of people's experiences are horrendously negative. I truly can't believe from what I have seen. I mean, you look at this kind of mock-up funny trailer here and you'll see what I'm talking about, but I cannot believe with what I have seen that this game released in the state it's in, and they expected it to be anything but a colossal failure. It looks like shit, it plays like shit, and it's optimized like shit. Everything I have seen about this game, it does not even look like a game. It looks like visual Chinese water torture. It looks like something that's meant to just overheat your phone, and spoilers, it does. Now, from what I understand here, it seems to run pretty well on an iPhone. Now, I have an iPhone 15, but if you're playing it on Android, you're shit out of luck. I mean, that's just what I've heard too. Now, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Who is this marketed towards? Truly, who is this marketed towards? If you have an iPhone 15 or whatever, that's like an over $1,000 phone, right? At that point, would you not just have a PC? It's clear you're not super hurting for money, I guess. Why wouldn't you just buy even a budget PC and play regular Warzone? Buy a cheap console, play regular Warzone. I don't understand who this is for. It's like for people with amazing Apple products, like the highest end of Apple products. I don't get it. And here's the thing. Here's what really bothers me about all this as I just scroll through Reddit for you guys to see all the people complaining and all the goofy stuff happening. I mean, here's what I don't get, okay? About this community, I mean. So if it doesn't affect this individual talking about the game, they're never going to call stuff out. They're never going to call it out. I have an iPhone 15. I could probably run this game if I fandangled the 2FA a little bit. I'd probably run this game fine, you know? But it's not about me. To make it about me is the most egotistical, dumb thing you could do. It's for boneheads and children is what it's for. I don't represent the majority of the player base, you know? I just don't. I'm one guy. The majority of the player base seem to be very unhappy with this game. You just saw like a 3.2 rating there on Android. I mean, that's going to go exponentially down once people overseas really get into this and find that they can't run it. I mean, Call of Duty Mobile, from what I understand, is for poor people. I mean, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking you if you're having some money issues or whatever, but it's for people on like phones that can't afford a console or a PC. So I don't get I don't get who this is even for, and I truly cannot believe this was released in the state it's currently in. I mean, we've seen bad Call of Duty games. We've seen Vanguard release pretty much broken at launch and then gradually get more broken as the seasons progress. I think one of the worst offenders was actually Cold War. Cold War was, it's made in a pandemic. Give the devs a break, BT. And COVID, more. Man, I've heard every excuse in the book. I've heard every excuse in the book at this point. And like, there is no excuse anymore. This game was delayed. This game had like 15,000 devs or something. I'm not kidding. So many studios worked on this game. I'm going to get to this here in just a second on this Reddit scroll here, but so many studios, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 studios worked on this game. Thousands of people per studio. There is no excuse. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what to do anymore to get people to wake up Like, is this not the biggest wake-up call you have ever seen to stop wasting your time on this garbage-ass franchise? I've been saying it for 5 years. I've been saying it for 5 long, tedious, disappointing years that they don't care. And if you don't call it out, it's just gonna get worse. Let's cover the 2FA thing though. Let's cover the 2FA thing. So this happened to me. I found somebody else talking about it on Twitter here just to show you. So Modern Warzone says, half of my comments are just people complaining about players using controllers on Warzone Mobile. And yes, that is a problem as well. Everything in Call of Duty is it's sweaty. It's like the sweaty, competitive, use every little advantage you can because you have a small pecker mentality. It's ruined this game. It's ruined other games. I'll get more into that later in another video probably, but he says, half of my comments are just people complaining about players using controllers on Warzone Mobile. Gavin's having the problem I had. Can't even log in because Google authentication changes my 2FA code every 15 seconds and it's always wrong. Backup codes don't work either since the login page is asking me to download some random file on my phone that doesn't do shit when I download it. Silva says, my backups didn't work either. I ended up emailing Activision support and they sent me new backup codes that worked. Well, this is a video game. I talk to help chat enough, man. I talk to help chat constantly. It's usually some Indian guy telling me to please check the cables. I don't want to talk to help chat. I talk to them enough. I want to download the game. I want the game to work and I want to play it. Truthfully, I don't want to play it, but I wanted to play it for YouTube. However, I simply cannot, and even if I did, it'd probably melt my phone even though I have one of the higher end iPhones out there. What an utter disaster. And this kind of says it all. This kind of says it all. If you think this was anything more than a way to get people to buy more bundles, port bundles over to mobile so people that don't have a console or PC can buy these $24, $25, in some cases $30 debacles to play on this game that looks worse than an N64 without one of the expansion packs. You know, I actually played some N64 just recently. I sold my N64 and some of my old games on eBay. It's time to say goodbye. I'm just running out of space. So I was like, all right, let's get rid of these because I got Switch Online anyway. So I do that and I'm playing these games and this is vivid in my memory. It's less than a few weeks ago. Like Turok 2 without the expansion pack, because mine was broken, I had to order a new one. Turok 2 without the expansion pack looked better than some of the screenshots I see on this game. This game is a money extracting simulator disguised as a mobile BR game. That's all it is. To say they phoned it in would be an insult to people who have phoned it in. It would be an insult to phones in general. Ironically enough, no pun intended, this game is god awful. And everyone responsible for this, from the devs to Activision suits to Phil fucking Spencer himself, should be ashamed of themselves. What has modern gaming become? I don't have anything else I even want to say. I just wanted to bring this up, bring it to your attention. Don't even bother with it. Don't even bother with it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you on the next one. Have a good one. I want to nail Bobby Kotick to the fucking cross.
Some parting advice?